Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this video is going to cover the last two sections, the last two assignments before spring break. And what we're going to be doing is reviewing how to find the greatest common factor and pull it out of an expression, and also finding solutions to quadratic equations. The worksheet that you see on the screen here is the same worksheet that you're going to be doing and submitting through GradeCam. I'm going to do the first three problems from each section to hopefully jog your memory a little bit so you remember how to do these. Again, you've been taught this throughout the course of the year, so this is nothing new. This is just review. As a matter of fact, you have been taught everything you need to know for the year. So the rest of quarter 4 was designed to be getting ready for air test, review for air test. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right, so like I said, we're going to do the first three for each section. So let's get started with the first one. We have to factor the common factor out of the expression negative 6x squared minus 6. All right, so negative 6x squared minus 6. Okay, we look at this. What is common to both of those terms? The negative 6. Okay, so write it out in front. Alright, now divide. So if we factor out a negative 6, we're going to divide negative 6 by negative 6, and we're going to get a positive 1. X squared. Alright, and then a negative 6 divided by negative 6, that gives us a positive 1. Now, how do we like to write this? We don't like to write this with 1 in front of our variable, so we like to write it like x squared plus 1. So that's your final answer, and that is going to be C. Next, we have 2x to the 5th plus 7. 2 x to the 5th plus 7. Alright, so we have 2 and 7. Factors of 2, 1 and 2. Factors of 7, 1 times 7. They don't have a common factor. Alright, so look at our variable. Well, we have an x to the 5th. We got nothing there. So they got nothing in common. So 2x to the 5th plus 7, your final answer. That is C. Last one. What did we have? We had negative 21x squared plus 14x cubed. Alright, so we have 14 and we got 21. 14 common factors, 1 and 7, 1 and 14. 2 and 7. For 21, we have 1 and 21, and 3 and 7. 7 is common, so we're going to be yanking out a 7. Now we have x squared and an x cubed. So x squared is x times x. X cubed is x times x times x. So how many x's do both share in common? Well, they share 2. Alright, so x squared is what we can also factor out. That's common to both of the variables. As a rule of thumb, remember, you just look at which of the variables has the smallest exponent, and that's what you're ended up going to be pulling out. So we're going to pull out a 7x squared. Now, we look at our leading coefficient here. It's negative, so we're going to pull out a negative 7x squared. That's going to allow us to have a positive coefficient with our x inside this parentheses here. Okay, so we are now going to divide each of these coefficients by negative 7. So, negative 21 divided by negative 7. It's going to give us 3. Alright, and then we're going to divide the variables, both variables, by x squared. So x squared divided by x squared, that just gives us 1. So 3 times 1 is 3, so I'm not going to write that. I'm not going to write the 1 next to it. Alright, because 3 times 1 is 3. Alright, now 14 divided by negative 7, that is negative 2. X cubed minus x squared. Remember, when you're dividing powers with the same base, subtract the exponents. So that's going to give us x to the first. So this is your answer. So C. C is going to be the answer. Alright, now let's scroll down and do the first 3 for the next part. Here we're going to be solving quadratic equations. So we know how to do that. So b squared minus 12b plus 26 equals negative 6. First thing you want to do, get everything on one side. So you have b squared minus 12b plus 32. And this is a b. Alright, next we're looking for factors of your a times c. So your a is the coefficient in front of your leading term. So that's going to be, there's nothing there, so it's 1. Your c is your constant, so 1 times 32 gives us 32. So factors of 32 that sum to your b is negative 12. Alright, so 32 factors, 1 and 32, 2 and 16, 3, no, 4, yes, and 8. Alright, so I think we got our match. So 4 times 8 gives us 32, but 4 plus 8 gives us 12. We want negative 12. Well, if we make both of those negative, their product is still 32, but now their sum is negative 12. So we're going to come up here, draw our 2 sets of parentheses. Oops, and this should be equal to 0. Alright. And then we're going to plug in a negative 4, and we're going to plug in a negative 8. Alright. It's in factored form. Now set both factors equal to 0 and solve. So b equals positive 4 and b equals positive 8. So that's A. Next one. We want p squared plus 7p plus 19 equals 7. Get everything on one side. So subtract 7 from both sides. So we got p squared plus 7p plus 12 equals 0. So we want factors of a times c. So our a, that's 1. There's nothing there. Your c is 12. So 1 times 12 is 12. So factors of 12 that sum to 7. Factors of 12. 1 and 12. 2 and 6. 3 and 4. Alright, so there's our winner right there. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 plus 4 is 7. Draw your 2 sets of parentheses. So plus 3, plus 4. Set both factors equal to 0 and solve. So p equals negative 3, p equals negative 4. Those are your solutions. Those are your zeros. Those are your x-intercepts to the quadratic. So that's going to be D. Last one. m squared plus 13m plus 36 equals -6. Alright, get everything on one side. So we have m squared plus 13m plus 42 equals 0. We want factors of a times c. So your a is 1, your c is 42. Multiply those together. So factors of 42, that's sum, to 13, your b. Alright, so factors of 42. 1 and 42. 2 and 21. 3 and 42 divided by 3. 14. 4. No. 6 and 7. Yes. That's going to be the one. So 6 plus 7 is 13. 6 times 7 is 42. Draw your two sets of parentheses. So plus 6 plus 7. Set them equal to 0. So m equals -6. M equals -7. Alright, so I hope this was useful. I hope it refreshed your memory. You got 18 problems to do now. Because, what was the answer? The answer was C. Alright, so you got 6 right answers. 6 right answers finished. Put them in the grade cam. Complete the other 18. Enjoy your spring break, and we will be back with you guys in a week.